Great morning to you. It's April the 1st of 2020. It's Dan's Daily Devotional today, and today's title is Bravery. So Max, let me swap with you, Wyatt. Jump up there and fire it up. So this is a big four-wheel drive tractor. It's nothing, it's dead. It's the time we get the tractors out. We start to get ready to get the field ready, and that's a tractor we use to cultivate and disc. And anyways, it's dead. Wyatt, why don't you jump up in that tractor there? So this is the time it brings up when we were trying to get the tractors ready. I was thinking, well, that big old tractor is, it should be ready to go and get out there in the field. But while I was getting the tractors ready today, I thought about David and Goliath. It's one of my favorite stories. And here you go, Wyatt, I'll trade with you. And I was thinking about how the little guy just completely destroys the big guy. So if you want to turn to me with in your Bible to 1 Samuel chapter 17. There was a champion named Goliath, this is verse 4, who was from Gath. He came out of the Philistine camp. He was over 9 feet tall. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 5,000 shekels. And I looked that up, and that's 91 pounds. Just his armor alone. That doesn't count the stuff that he had on his legs or his helmet. And he had a bronze javelin slung on his back. This guy was a giant, just huge, massive guy. And everybody was afraid of him. The whole Israelite army, God's army, was afraid of this guy. And for 40 days, the Philistines came forward every morning. This Philistine, Goliath, came forward every morning and every evening and took his stand. And then down to verse 27 or 26. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here. I couldn't get this tractor outside for you today. And it says, "What will be done for the man who kills this Philistine and removes this disgrace from Israel? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" Everybody was scared. And one time, further on down in the chapter, it says that one day David overheard this. He was just a little shepherd boy. He was bringing food into the battlefield, which should have been the battlefield. And he overheard it one morning, and it goes over to say on verse 45, David said to the Philistine, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will hand you over to me, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. Today I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds of the air and the beasts of the earth, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves. For the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." And then in verse 51, David ran and stood over him. This is after he goes up and kills the Philistine with the stones. He picked up 5 stones, and it only took one. Because see, that big Philistine, that Goliath, he had a weakness. He was covered from head to toe in armor. He was a brute. From the day he was born, he had it together. He was built to fight. And David, he was just a poor little shepherd boy. But you know what? He had God in his heart. And it didn't matter what kind of armor that other guy had. So after he made an example out of Goliath, the whole army rallied behind David, and they destroyed that entire army. And it says here, their dead was strewn along the Shaaraim road to Gath and Ekron. When the Israelites returned from chasing the Philistines, they plundered their camp. David took the Philistines' head and brought it to Jerusalem, and he put the Philistines' weapons in his own tent. So he took Goliath's sword, and he took his spear, and he kept a record of what God had accomplished for the Israelite army. So I look at this tractor as Goliath. It's just a beast of a tractor. It's huge. It's massive. But it had a weakness this morning. It wouldn't start. And all you Case and New Holland fans, don't give me any grief in the comment section, because there's a parts department in them stores too, and a service garage behind every one of them also. And I look at that as David, and I think there's not a fighting chance that David should have any way to lick this giant. But you know what? David had God in his heart. God was on his side, and through that, David can accomplish anything. Even if the mountain seems too high, the battle seems like there's no chance to win, I'm telling you, God can make a way. If you're feeling today like you've got some unsurmountable challenges ahead of you, that things are falling down around you, just remember, with God in your heart and the Word by your side, there is nothing that can stop you. So be a David today. Stand up and put the Lord in your heart, and you can accomplish anything today. So have an awesome day. Be brave, and we'll see you tomorrow.